The Ghana Protect the Goal campaign was an idea that came out of what at global level UNAIDS was trying to do when it engaged to expand its communication in a different way to a bigger number of people, and also in a very contextualized way that people who are supposed to be targeted are also accepting the information. The idea of football as one global event that brings quite a big number of people from around the world to the same time, to the same place, to the same event was identified as probably one of the best vehicles for communication. And as you know, football is a game played by two teams who have 11 players on the field trying to protect their goal while they're at the same time trying to defeat the other side. And when you look at this scenario, you have these three variables. One is to win, and the other one is to lose, and the third one is to draw. As a football team, if you eliminate the variable of losing, then you have a win-win situation. You either draw or you win. And it makes that variable probably the most important of all the three variables, the protection. So we took that notion of protection as the strongest message that we can take from football and integrate into the communication that we want to do for HIV.
Football is loved by everyone, and the football fraternity would say it's the biggest sport, biggest game in the world. And all over the world, everybody enjoys it. And the massive followers are young people, mostly aged between 15 and 45 years. And in Ghana, we've had our fair share of that huge following.
So the idea started to brew in 2012 based on previous experiences that UNAIDS had with CAF, the Africa Football Confederation, and also FIFA. And the real movement for the Protect the Goal campaign really started in Ghana when we launched it in December of 2012. And after the launch on January 3rd, before the Ghana team left for the AFCON games at that time in South Africa, we got the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the captain of the Black Stars, Asamoah Gyan, to sign the pledge in support of the campaign, and that's how it all started.
We started this campaign with a broad theme of ensuring that, one, we will have the young people to protect themselves against HIV. So there were three key messages that still we are running to ensure that young people will get the message and they will be able to adapt and adjust their behaviors. The three key messages are getting to know one's HIV status, and that if there should be always consistent use of the condoms, or use the condom all the time in any sexual interaction. And the third message that we have run on the Protect the Goal has to do with reducing one's sexual partner or sex partners.
I am Asamoah Gyan, captain of the Black Stars.
My name is Andre Dedeayu, player of the Black Stars.
I pledge
to
protect
the goal.
Practice safe sex. Always use a condom.
Reduce your sexual partners. Know your HIV status.
Asamoah Gyan, as our primary signatory to the pledge, has always been our premier sports personality of the campaign. And when our campaign picked up, it became an example to many other countries, and many other countries wanted to replicate what we were doing here in Ghana. A success that also took us to being responsible in a way to also help others. So in that regard, Malawi was the most promising country that really organized itself, mobilized all the partnerships in Malawi, both towards resources and also program coordination. And they said, you know, we are looking up at you in Ghana. Can you help us with something so that we can really promote our campaign? And we said, well, we can send you our goodwill ambassadors, our celebrities. And of course, there was no question about Asama Jan being a very well-known personality in Malawi. And the very thought that Asama Jan was going to put his foot in Malawi just took the country by a buzz. And with him, then we added our secret talented weapon, Steve Betty, and put him on the same plane and got the two of them to go. And was Malawi surprised when they saw Steve and his talent. He mesmerized the country. It was amazing. And the reports we have gotten from Malawi is that because of these two personalities going to Malawi and leading the campaign and helping them launch the campaign, the coverage was almost 80%. We had about 134 of the nation's topmost celebrities who came to pledge their support to the campaign. And when we added up all the fans that they have and followers on the various platforms, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, we realized that between these 134, there is a possible outreach of about 10 million people. And if you take, since 100% of followers are not active, if you take the most active followers at a rate of about 20 to 35% of each of these celebrities, automatically you're getting there about 5 to 7 million people.
The driving force behind the messaging was to get people signed up to the pledge. And it was massive when we extended invitation to celebrities, to top-class musicians, fashion designers, broadcasters, political leaders, members of parliament, including members of parliament, and a whole lot of individuals. They all signed up. Across the country, we had over 170,000 people signing up to the campaign.
As an individual, I see the need to support a good social cause. As the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, my ministry oversees the inflow and outflow of people, human persons. And so I thought that it was important for me to know what was happening with the health of the world. And UNAIDS came across as an institution that I could channel my energy through to ensure that those who are coming in and those who are going out and the citizens of Ghana were aware of what was at stake in the world.
My life is to help people, you know, and I think that secondly, I would say, I think 3 years ago, I signed a ball with the president. I would say I was the first captain to sign the ball with the president of Ghana, you know, so I decided to support the Protect the Goal campaign, which is a very good thing for we Africans and every icon or everybody in Africa. So that was why I decided to support it.
I thought that it was a brilliant platform for me to be actually able to communicate the word. And so every time I would go on stage as a singer, I would actually say something about HIV, talk to them and tell them the three most important things to know about HIV, either the prevention or just taking care of yourself, HIV, when it comes to HIV, AIDS. And so, I mean, also I made sure that every time I had an opportunity to talk to women, to speak to women, go to camps, go to schools, I preached the word. In my own little way as well, I made sure that my family were also aware that HIV is not a death sentence and that this is what could be done. I was somehow, you know, part of the Goodwill Ambassadors for HIV/AIDS. So every time I had the opportunity to talk to women especially, to encourage them, to let them know that they should check their status, which was very, very important to me because a lot of women were scared.
It was part of our corporate social responsibility to assist in propagating a good message such as the Protect the Goal campaign. We use the Black Stars, which is the flagship product in our football, to help in getting the message across. And the players welcomed it. Everybody saw it as a good initiative?
Basically, I want to see how I can use my status as a role model to influence people as to how to make the right sexual choices. I hope that I can be part of a process leading to an HIV/AIDS-free African continent.
I chose to be an ambassador because I'm a very passionate person, and when it comes to things regarding the youth, I'm really passionate about it. I'm a youth and I love the youth.
I decided to partner with UNAIDS because I'm very passionate about issues around HIV and AIDS, because over time I've seen how people living with HIV and AIDS have been discriminated and stigmatized against in this country. And I thought that the Protect the Goal campaign was an opportunity for everyone to come on board and to tell people that if you are living with HIV or AIDS, it is okay, because it isn't like how many decades ago when we didn't have antiretroviral drugs. Now we have it in abundance and they are almost free.
The National Youth Authority, as viewers may be aware, is the state agency in Ghana that has the mandate to facilitate youth development, and there are a raft of things that we do. We joined the campaign because we felt we needed to encourage all the youth of Ghana, male and female, to be responsible young men and women, because a healthy nation is a productive nation.
I love the way UNAIDS used the youth. I love the way they built it around football, because football unites people, and the biggest campaign is the World Cup, and I could see how it was used during the World Cup.
I think the sport, I think the football sport is the #1 sport in Africa, in Ghana right now, and people look up to us. So that collaboration will make people get involved, because it's a good thing. And I think most of the players are also famous in Ghana, and then people look up to the Black Stars also. So I think it's a good collaboration.
It's been great for me. From my standpoint, I think the UNAIDS and its partners have done a great job. Mr. Hali and his team have actually deployed a fantastic strategy, which I think has contributed hugely to the success of the campaign. One of the strategies is the involvement of celebrities and influencers who, through their various mediums available to them, reach a wider audience. They used their social media platforms. That is how come a lot of people got to know about this campaign, and I think that they've done a good job. Kudos to them.
Young people are signing up to such messages because they believe this is critical, they believe this is about them, this is about their well-being. And they were made to understand that if they are unwell as a result of some 1 minute or 2 minutes of excitement, it will affect them for the rest of their lives and their families. And so there was a buy-in. The youth bought into the message, and we feel very encouraged. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that if we were to repeat such campaign, if we were to replicate it, the response would be thrice or probably more than what we have had already.
I think UNAIDS has done such a good job in Ghana, and I keep mentioning Sir Hali's name because I think he's done so well by involving celebrities, because we have a platform no matter what, and people do listen to us. And so, like I tell people all the time, if God has given you the chance, the opportunity to be able to sing and have thousands and thousands of people listen to you when you sing, why not just use the opportunity to also talk to them about something little?
It's made a good impact on the society. Everyone who has heard it has appreciated the impact of this message, and I believe that it's gone very well with our people.
Through the country director's initiative and leadership, I realized that all kinds of collaborations that he brings to the table made me realize that I wasn't only learning about HIV and AIDS, I wasn't only learning about people who live with it, I wasn't only learning about the message to protect the goal, to abstain, to use the condom, but also to realize that as a cultural leader from my community, as a Deputy Minister of State, as a musician, as a filmmaker, as a journalist, you have a platform that you can use to support this great cause.
I had the opportunity to work very closely with UNAIDS on the Protect the Go campaign. Rojanu, as a youth network, was able to mobilize young people all across the country through our youth organizations. We had capacity building programs for young people where we were able to introduce the Protect the Go campaign to them and actually educate them on the messages of the Protect the Go.
There are a lot of young women out there who look up to me. You know, they actually follow my everyday activities and events. So I think the partnership is a good platform, you know, because my involvement will actually give exposure to the campaign. And I think UNAIDS should create more forums where the general public is involved, you know, so that everyone is reached, the grassroots especially, people who do not have access to some of the devices we have here in the urban areas. And also I think the media has a major role to play in this regard. They should come on board to support a Awedi cause because they are the right channel to actually disseminate this right information. And also I think that UNAIDS should involve more influencers, give them specific roles to play so that this campaign can be more strategic and far-reaching.
Well, the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts interacts with all these three domains that I mentioned, and in there are many others. There are the tour operators, there are the cultural activists, there are the poets, we have writers, we have all the people in the creative arts, and of course the hospitality industry. I mentioned earlier on that we also have the cultural leaders because we deal with culture, and it's a huge platform that I have to engage a lot of people and let them know. Perhaps in the next leg of this whole exercise and going forward, every platform that I mount to speak as a Deputy Minister of State, perhaps I would add a line of what the Protect the Go campaign is all about. And going forward, encourage colleague ministers as well to come on board and use their platforms to promote what UNAIDS and the Ghana AIDS Commission also wants to do.
We hope that in the future when we are executing such messages, such campaigns, we would be able to reach out to especially out of school youth, because that is there's quite a huge number of out of school youth across the country that we equally need to reach out to, that we equally need to send such messages to.
I think football is a very nice way of getting to young people. We could think of other things, maybe other sports and other platforms that we could use to reach young people. Example, we could use maybe painting, look at the arts, look at the other sectors that we could actually use as a medium to get to young people and get on the ground small, get to the taxi drivers, get to wherever young people could be to be able to project the message to them.
I'm still pushing, I'm still thinking about a lot of things because I'm always connected to the youth wherever I go, or to my fans wherever I go. And I kept on sharing the message of Protect the Go and also figuring out other measures, other strategies to get this message deep down into the hearts of people, and also for them to follow up and protect themselves as the campaign says.
The rationale behind those major events is that they are broadcast on TV, and we look at the TV station that is broadcasting them. Some of them are broadcast on several TV stations. Others are specific products of a given TV station. And to look at the coverage and also to look at the possibility of capturing that audience that we want to capture, that will be tuning in. These are very famous programs, is what really drives us behind partnering with such events. As glamorous as they may look, they're quite very difficult for partnership, very difficult to penetrate, because this issue of HIV has never been streamlined into the social fabric and the day-to-day life of people in the way that we have been able to do through this campaign.
Gone are the days when people didn't want to be known to have HIV or AIDS. Today, thanks for the efforts that have been made through others' journey since AIDS came to Ghana. The people who are willing to call themselves ambassadors and are willing to come out and talk to people about what their daily lives are. Perhaps we need to increase the number of people who are talking about it and make it believable.
We should look at partnering more with other organizations, especially local organizations on the ground. Protect the Goal campaign is a wonderful campaign that could be met with many different projects run by organizations. So we should target the civil society, local organizations, grassroots organizations that are on the grounds organizing projects, and see how we could merge the Protect the Goal with their projects. I think this way we will be able to reach a large number of people out there with the message.
The way you know that people relate to the messages is when all of a sudden in Ghana you will see that Protect the Goal is a household name now. Almost anybody you meet anywhere on the street will probably know about the Protect the Goal campaign. So that is the first step. And this in itself is a very big success, because that means people are listening to the messages.
Ahead of the Protect a Goal campaign by the UNAIDS, it's basically to tell people to know about practicing sex with protection, avoid having multiple partners, and also knowing their HIV status. And one thing you should know, that you shouldn't be afraid checking your status, because that is what you use to know where you actually stand.
The campaign promulgated 3 messages, and the first thing was number 1, to check your HIV status, and number 2, to reduce your sex partners, and 3, to use condoms. And as I stand here now, I can boldly say that I'm negative. And I just want to impel the UNA to continue with the good work and keep up with the focus. And I also love to encourage my friends that if you haven't really checked your HIV status, go ahead, take that giant step and do so.
For me, it's one of the greatest campaigns we've had in Ghana, and also it actually has helped individuals to know what exactly they need to know when it comes to HIV and AIDS. I would say that it's one of the campaigns also that has helped individuals to also move from the ways where they've been so scared to know what their status is all about.
I think as an individual, it has empowered me, enlightens me, and also it has motivated us, encourages me. You know, when you realize that you are HIV negative, you, the individual, your personal esteem becomes high, it enlightens you, it encourages you as an individual. Keep doing good.
The main idea or the main focus was, 1, to help or encourage people, especially the youth, to use condoms, and then teach us or educate us on the need to reduce sexual partners, and ultimately help so that HIV/AIDS could be minimized. It's very important, and this initiative need massive endorsement from all stakeholders, be it media houses, organizations, corporate bodies, among others.
So let me tell you the impact that is made. Now, I know certain people who had this notion and thought that an HIV/AIDS person shouldn't even come near them. That has stopped. Stereotype. I know very well that certain women now go and actually check the status. For example, when I had the first meeting at the UNAIDS office here in Accra, and I spoke to Haile, he said to me, get your status tested. And after telling me all the reasons why I must get it tested, and not making me feel like, a woman has to be promiscuous, and not making me feel scared and making me feel like it's a normal checkup routine that you have to do, I actually went to the hospital and had myself checked, because I believed it was really important for that to be done. I know now a lot of women as well, and a lot of men and women are getting it checked, getting their status checked, and it's all because the impact here in Ghana, the word Protect the Goal campaign has done such an amazing job ensuring that the word is is out there for everyone to know that you are not a dead person walking.
Let's end stigmatization. Let's know that life is about choices, but this is not a choice anybody made. Things just happen, and we need to be more compassionate and reach out to help people who are living with HIV and AIDS. Let's protect the girl.
Use a condom, know your HIV status, reduce sex partners, and protect the goal.
To ensure they use a condom whenever they feel like indulging, they must reduce their sex partners, and we must endeavor to know our HIV/AIDS status. Protect the goal.
Use a condom, know your HIV status, reduce sex partners, and protect the goal.
Remember that at all times you should know your HIV status, use a condom, and most importantly, reduce your sexual partners.
You must use condoms. It's extremely important to use condoms. And then you must reduce sex partners. Reduce your sex partners, guys. Come on. Last but not the least, check your HIV status. There's nothing wrong in doing that. I am Becca, and I support the Protect the Goal campaign. Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe, protect the goal. Use condoms, know your HIV status, and reduce sex partners.
So, protect the goal, stay safe.
Protect the goal and stay safe.
Hi, my name is Asamoah Jan, aka Baby Jet. I support the Protect the Goal campaign, Africa. Ewulemongo.
Protect the goal, stay safe.
HIV has killed over 200,000 people in Ghana. So let's unite. Let's do it together. Let's send it away. We can do it, Ghana. Be faithful. Use protection.